What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me here on this Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. I am back after my break for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction, coming to you from the MOD Crypt. As always, bringing you the best in metal-related content right here on YouTube. I'm one of the only metal channels you need to make sure you check out: Metal Bends, Chronicles, Thralls of Metal, Damaged Incorporated, and Thrash or Be Thrash. Those are some great metal YouTubers as well. Now, I know I've been gone for a while, but if you missed anything in the past couple weeks, the eye will pop up, bring down that menu. Everything that you need to get caught up is there. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for all notifications. You're looking at one of the hardest working channels in the niche of metal, upfront, opinionated, critical, and brutally honest. If you don't like that, you can go watch somebody else. I want to welcome you to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel. Tonight we have another member request, this one coming from Josh Dominus. Thank you, Josh. This is going to be awesome. Tonight we're doing a review of an absolute USBM classic within the underground with Weakling-Dead As Dreams, released in 2000 on the legendary Tumult Records. Now, Weakling formed back in 1997 and hail from San Francisco, California, and they were only around for a short time. They did end up releasing a few releases with 2 demos and, of course, their 1 full-length album, Dead As Dreams, in 2000. Now, the band's name was taken from the Swans song of the same name from their album, Filth. Now, after Dead As Dreams was recorded, a lot of tales sprung up about the possible ways it could be distributed. Examples were only a few copies of the album were buried in the ground and maps were given to fans who wanted to find them. That's some pretty cool aesthetics. Not something that's been done before, really. Now, according to John Gossard, this was a joke between the band members, which was later spread by their label. Not sure if it ever happened. Maybe somebody out there might know that is from the San Francisco area or knew the band personally. I have no way of confirming whether that actually happened or not. Now, the lineup is as follows: Sarah Weiner, bass; Little Sunshine on drums; Joshua M. Smith, guitars; John Gossard, guitars and vocals; and Casey Ward doing the keyboards. Let's just get into the review, shall we? Now, the album opens up with "Cut Their Grain and Place Fire Therein," and it instantly cuts like a knife with this incredible melancholy and agony, like a massive blade of ice slowly slicing away the flesh off your body for what seems like an eternity here. And underneath this disjointed madness is the vocals of pure agony and insanity of a truly maniacal soul who sounds like he's being tortured by unimaginable agony and insanity that lurks behind the awareness of even the most dark corridors of the mind. And the track bends and folds into incredible chasms of keyboard-driven pieces of beautiful madness and pain, albeit alongside a plodding double bass-driven drum beat with sonic, shearing guitar riffs of pure panic and fear, as it moves far beyond the comprehension of normal, tangible thought processes. And the piercing, soul-draining guitar work does continue to build as it embeds more and more misanthropy and misery deep into your mind. This is a killer opener for this album. Next up, we have the title track, Dead As Dreams, and this is over 20 minutes of nothing but sheer maniacal, soul-wrenching madness entwined within a black hole of misanthropic, depraved, intangible pain and agony that bleeds into every corner of the mind. With equally sonic and intense drum work, bass, and guitar riffs, it is insanely maddening that this composition of terror is no less gut-wrenching than the previous offering that we have already experienced, albeit 10 minutes prior to this megalomaniacal exercise of feudal nihilism and paranoid-stricken guitar work that pulls you further into its bleak world of surreal soundscapes and pain-driven atmospheres, as the track is literally bled into from the previous track before it, and it opens up with some of the most haunting and chilling, melancholic, depressing riffs that the album has to offer. This is a literal, unsurpassed trip into some of the most painful human experiences one could ever endure, and I often compare some of these USBM masterpieces to that of Silencer and Bethlehem, as it's quite obvious that these bands of the third wave of black metal took a lot more of a misanthropic, depressive black metal path and started to inject more of their personal pain and misery to begin to shape, which would help to become known as DSBM, which helped to elevate black metal into some of the darkest unexplored realms of the genre with very few limitations. Now, this is some truly creative genius at work here and an excellent 20-minute composition of pure tortured madness. Next up, we have This Entire Fucking Battlefield, and here we get another amazing 15-minute track of nothing short of agonizing insanity and pure misanthropic pain that builds in its intensity as the sheer amount of despair that's being expressed here is unprecedented and certainly genuine. The amount of vulnerability that is being put forth on this album is unreal, as it showcases the courage one needs to be this open about their lives and the misery that they have experienced. And all of these aspects are perfectly conveyed with such intensity and precision and authenticity that it blows the mind. The riffs are bone-chilling, the vocals are inhumanly fragile and completely on the verge of mentally breaking you down into wanting to do nothing but give up and leave this mortal coil of futility and meaningless bullshit that life can sometimes make us feel like. But this is the kind of music that can change that trajectory and make us realize that we aren't alone and we can change our situation. Pure genius. Let's check out some Weakling here on MOD. Enjoy. And guys, we are back, and this is an insanely demented track that had my jaw on the floor, but this can be said about the whole damn album. Next up is No One May Be Called, Man, Well, He'll Die. And this one is easily the heaviest on the album, as the speed and blizzard-driven guitar work is insane. This is one of the angriest tracks on the album that is packed with aggression and pure visceral rage, but also a lot of pain and agony that feels like a triumph of victory compared to the other more somber tracks, especially considering the tempo of this one being a lot faster. The riffing is more aggressive and a little bit less melancholic. However, there are slower passages that break up the speed and bring into a bit of a mid-tempo hole, if you will, of despondency and agony-driven madness. This is an absolute incredible track as well, and I love it to death. Now, closing out this 76-minute affair is the 17-minute mammoth titled Disasters in the Sun, and this couldn't be more of a fitting title due to the interpretation and emotions that I feel on this track, as it literally reminds me of one looking out into the world and realizing that human existence is a disaster and perhaps a tragic misstep in consciousness that secretes itself with the illusion of meaning and purpose, but of course that is all a lie, as the track conveys itself under the impression that we all labor and believe that we are somebody, when in fact everyone is nobody. And yes, this is quite nihilistic, but that's what black metal is all about, and I feel that all these things throughout this track and this album. Some might then ask, well, what can you possibly get out of music this bleak? Well, the answer is quite simple. It reminds me that while I have felt this way myself at times, there are other souls who battle with existentialism as much as I have in the past. Though I have overcome a lot of these dark feelings and thoughts, the music still resonates with me at a very high level and has a tremendous impact. While one may never know the answer to these great questions of life, and perhaps the most important question of all, what is the meaning of my existence? One thing is certain, and that is black metal is there to express all the negativity and darkness that can enter into one's life and make them feel hopeless, alone, hateful, and longing to escape. This concept isn't something to be feared, as it is another stage of the awakening of the self and the existence that we battle with in order to gain this wisdom. And I think the album really encapsulates this, and I think this is a perfect way to close out this incredible album. The final verdict for Dead As Dreams from Weakling is getting a 10 out of 10. Thank you, Josh, for asking me to cover this legendary album, as I'd completely forgotten about it. I'm glad you reminded me. Hail the fucking underground. Alright guys, there you have it, another album review in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications. Merchandise available on the homepage. Click the store tab. We have been making new merch. Janelle and I still coming up with some new designs. You can check out Bonfire and my creator Spring. Links are in the description and on the home page under store. Join the channel right now. Become an MOD Elite. Get awesome perks for $249 for your first month, $4.99 thereafter, like you just saw here tonight. You hit the join button, you get access to exclusive content, review requests within reason, band interviews. Holocaust and Cadaver Right going to be interviewed on the channel this year. My interview with Metal Benz Chronicles coming up on the 11th of March. Also going to be interviewing Cryptworm April the 8th. Going to be interviewing Tibor Hanyi of the legendary Cryptworm. That's going to be awesome as well. You also get awesome content on the Crypt Underground Metal Radio Show, members only live streams as well. Have an awesome night, guys. We will see you for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Hails.